this is our money, 100,000 rupiah, okay, and I will give this to Mr. Husni.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to show you from my wallet. I take out 100,000 rupiah and I give this to Mr. Rector of University of Rahardja. So, actually, let us see what has happened. If I give the fake rupiah to Mr. Husni, no matter how many, I can give to everyone. But if I give the real rupiah to Mr. Rector, I have less rupiah, right? So that is actually what happened in the internet. When I'm so kind enough, say that, hey, I have something, and I give it to him. What is happening? I only give a copy to him. If I have WhatsApp, and I have nice picture, and I want to send it to Mr. Husni, I'm only sending a copy to Mr. Husni. And I still have the copy. But if I send money to Mr. Rector, I don't have that money anymore. So that is actually internet. Internet is everything about information, but it is not about value. Okay, so this is something that I want to talk about, and it is very related to Mr. Wang's fake news, because we all know that internet is all about information. Om Swastiastu. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about blockchain technology for education. I would like to start with a beautiful quote that I like very much, and I find it so true. Life is a learning process. Learning is a lifelong process. You can't separate them. Kehidupan adalah pembelajaran, dan pembelajaran adalah kehidupan. So, let's talk something interesting about education. We are wondering, what is the world's economy? How large is the world economy? It is measured in terms of GWP, which is a short form for gross world product. It turns out that our economy in 1 year is 88 trillion US dollar. Surprising to know that 4% of them is about education. We also know that Indonesia is top 15 GDP in the world, and GDP Indonesia is 1.2 trillion US dollar. 20% of them is spent on government spending on education, which is 500 trillion rupiah. We have 123 public universities compared to 4,500 private universities, for a total of 4,600 universities. 2.6% are public universities. So, we conclude that education is an interesting topic that we want to talk about. So let's see about one of our demo again. In my hand, I have a certificate. But how we know that this certificate is genuine? Nowadays, it is easy and it is cheap to make fake certificate. I can easily change the name here. I can also easily change the content of this certificate. It's easy for me to change the issuer from university or something. It's easy for me to change, and it's cheap. Surprisingly, it is very difficult and it is very expensive to verify. Gampang untuk dipalsuin dan susah untuk dicek. Murah untuk dipalsuin dan mahal untuk dicek. So, we all go for education because we want to find a good job. And through the process from education to the company, there's a process called recruitment. So study found that the recruitment cost in UK is 23.9 billion a year. Study also found that globally 735 billion is spent on recruitment costs. I don't have the data for Indonesia. And we find that a lot of this recruitment have fraud, and 25% of them misrepresent academic degree. Ada 25% yang memalsukan mereka punya ijazah. So what does this mean? This means that in our society, we have doctors who doesn't have proper medical qualification, but already doing medical practice. We have lawyers who doesn't have a proper lawyer degree who become an attorney. We have government officials who is not competent to serve the public. We have teachers without proper qualification teach the students. And this creates global issues. It creates social imbalance and post-national risk. And we call this global disaster. So this is actually what is happening that make the recruitment cost expensive. Graduates will go to find a job by seeing an employer. The graduates bring a bunch of resumes. Inside the resumes contains college degrees and certificates inside the resume. The employer is not competent in validating the certificates. So the employer sent the resume to the validating agencies to verify the certificates. And what the agency do, they send the resume to the university who issue the college degree. With their busy works, they try to validate it from their server, check the validation, stamp, sign, put it into an envelope, send back to the agencies, and the agencies, after several days, because of their busy schedules, send back to the employee. So this takes time, takes money, it's expensive. It takes time within 5 days to several weeks just to validate whether this certificate is authentic. Sometimes the graduates 20 years ago, where computer is actually still very seldom. So it's very difficult to verify the college degree who is 20 years ago. So this is the job recruitment process that has been going on for many years. Up until now, this is still the way job recruitment is being done in the world. Here in this study, we propose a blockchain technology on education. In short form, we call it BTE, solutions to solve these problems. Something that has to happen, the process, for several weeks, it can be done within minutes. Sometimes the graduates doesn't have to go to the company. Maybe accidentally see somebody in Starbucks drinking coffee together, exchanging names, talking with their phone, will show the certification, and very fast the employer can verify the correct information. This is a brief description of how the blockchain technology on education works. The graduates, the students who graduate, the university will issue a college degree digitally signed and put in a blockchain, locked in a blockchain. This blockchain is shared with a lot of institutions. Some of them are the employers. When the graduates come to see the employers with their resumes, the employers can easily verify the authenticity of the certificates from the blockchain. Same thing can happen for the agencies and for the government officials. They can easily verify the certification within minutes, very fast. So this technology provides transparency and security, and hence create trust among the people. So in this world, who actually can we trust? Can I trust you? Can I trust you? Yeah. Things like in internet we have Airbnb, or we have Gojek, Traveloka. Is actually a centralized place where people put trust, and trust is a very big business. So far we are talking about blockchain, and we have questions. What is actually blockchain? What does it do? And how is it useful? So we try to unbox this blockchain. Unboxing blockchain. Blockchain is discovered by someone called Satoshi Nakamoto. But it's just like an internet. Nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto actually was. It's just a pseudonym. Just like in Facebook, I'm talking to someone called Cindy 777 Pretty or Saruri Gantan 07. You know, those are actually pseudonyms, and nobody actually knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. But this person, Satoshi Nakamoto, discovered blockchain and used it in Bitcoin. That happens when there's a financial crisis, world financial crisis, where people cannot trust US dollars, where people cannot trust rupiahs. Satoshi Nakamoto create Bitcoin in the blockchain and eventually create a very big success. So we are wondering, what is the technology behind the blockchain? Blockchain is actually a multi-discipline study where it combines accounting knowledge discipline plus cryptography knowledge discipline, mathematics for sure, and computer science. These four combine to become a blockchain technology. So, what is blockchain? I would like to describe blockchain into 6 categories. First category, we have to understand that blockchain is actually simply a digital ledger. So, blockchain is actually an accounting. Yeah. And I have a picture here of Luca Pacioli. He is actually the father of modern accounting. With his discovery, we find banking industry. The whole world of the banking industry rely on his finding of accounting. So, likewise, blockchain is a digital ledger. It's actually a simple accounting to record when does it happen, from who this money comes from, what is the value of the money, to who this money is sent to. So it's actually a simple accounting. This is blockchain. Secondly, blockchain is cryptography. And here we have Leon Alberti. He is the father of cryptography. I happen to read the story about cryptography. Cryptography is being used during the World War II by the German. Yeah. The German have army, but at that time they don't have good technology like now. We can just WhatsApp every army and they know how to attack. Attack inside WhatsApp and everybody attack. Don't attack or attack the city, something like that. Yeah. So information from the leader has to be sent to the army, and it can be very far away. During the process of somebody sending this information can be changed or can be altered by somebody. When the leader say attack, maybe through the process, somebody change becomes don't attack, something like that. So, during that event, cryptography is being used. When the messenger is sending something in their hand, nobody else can read what the information is. Only a bunch of data that nobody can read. Until this data is being sent to somebody who actually being authorized to read the message, then it is decrypted using this cryptography, and that person can see what is the message about, attack or not attack. So it's a very interesting knowledge about cryptography, and this is being used by the blockchain. So blockchain is so nice that it's being stored everywhere. Secondly, we get worried. Why? Because our data, our privacy is being stored in the internet where everybody can see. Yeah. Using cryptography, even though the information is stored in the internet where everybody can see, but nobody can understand except the holder of the account. So this is an example of a blockchain in the cryptography where you have the date. We don't have to we don't have to encrypt the date, but we have the sender public key who is encrypted. We have the value which is not encrypted, and we have the recipient's public key which is encrypted. These are the things that is stored in the blockchain using cryptography. So my second definition of for blockchain is cryptography. What is the third one? Blockchain is distributed. Something centralized is very common, and it happens everywhere in our world now. So we are living in a centralized society. If we have rupiah, like just now, rupiah is centralized by the Indonesian government. If we have US dollar is centralized by the federal government of the United States. If we have if we have Airbnb, is actually something centralized for putting people to go for traveling, booking hotels, and so on. If we have Gojek is centralized to make transportation. So we are in a centralized place. Centralized has some disadvantage. It makes somebody become very, very powerful. Like the government is very powerful because it's centralized. Like Gojek is very powerful because it's centralized. Something distributed means that it is distributed among the people. So if there is benefit is for the people, not only for the centralized. How Gojek become so big, so powerful, because it's centralized. And centralized normally create problems like corruption. Yeah. Where things are centralized, corruption happens. Where things are centralized, it can be hacked. Your money become less, or your money become more. It can be hacked. It can be destroyed. Put fire in there, it's destroyed. So those are the problems about centralized. Lucky for us, blockchain is a distributed system, not a centralized system, where the information is stored in many places among the people. Meaning that if I choose to store the blockchain, I can do it in my computer. So eventually, blockchain create a trust protocol in the trustless society. Trustless means no trust. Saya nggak bisa percaya dengan kamu. Trustless, no trust. Yeah. Who can we actually trust? We trust the protocol. We trust the system. We trust the mathematics inside the blockchain. This is the fourth definition of blockchain. Blockchain is chain, like a rantai is chain. Every information is put in a block. The block using cryptography is encrypted. Okay. And one key issue is that the encryption ID of the previous block is being implanted in the current block. And next things also happen on the next block, where the encrypted ID, or we call it hash ID, of the previous block is being put in the new block. So what happens if somebody alter the information? The hash ID will be broken, and the chain, the blockchain, will be broken. Yeah. So this technology make the blockchain tamper-proof, means that nobody can change it. No alchemy, meaning that nobody can do engineering, tidak bisa direkayasa. No altering and no impersonate. So you cannot pretend to be somebody and get the person's money. Yeah, pretend to be somebody else. This is an impersonation. So blockchain is a new technology that prevent these things, these bad things from happening. Fifth thing, we would like to emphasize that blockchain is a smart contract, meaning that not only the blockchain can store the money, but it can also store the transaction. Transaction is like if you buy a house, it's a transaction. The process of buying a house can be stored in the blockchain. Or me as a teacher give a grade to a student. I give you B or I give you A for this class. That is also a transaction and can be stored in the blockchain. So we can already imagine in our education, fraud is happening, bad things is happening, where the teacher actually give an A to the student, the teacher give a C to the student, so the student find ways to bribe the officials to make the grade become B or become A. That things happen everywhere. So we are proposing that blockchain prevent these things, these bad things from happening. Likewise, we can put voting into blockchain, like our presidential election. People complain that somebody vote twice. Ada yang milih 2 kali, colok 2 kali dan sebagainya. If we use blockchain for the government, for the presidential election, we can prevent these things from happening. Lastly, blockchain is about mining. So we can imagine mining berarti tambang. If we say gold mining, it is tambang emas. Yeah. We would like to ask a question, ask ourselves, why gold emas is so expensive, sangat mahal? It's because it is very difficult to mine gold. Tambang emas susah dan mahal. If we mine something else, let's say kita tambang pasir atau tambang tanah, yeah. We mine sand or soil. It's very cheap. It's very easy. Yeah. So it becomes cheap. So they make a technology, make blockchain is a mining process where they make the mining becomes difficult or quite difficult, where it takes money to mine, where it takes time to mine, it takes electricity to mine. So because mining blockchain, and for an example is Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoin is very expensive. Bitcoin becomes so expensive. Bitcoin has risen from 10 cents, one Bitcoin 10 cents, now already become $20,000. One Bitcoin is $20,000. It's equivalent to rupiah, something like 300 million. Just one Bitcoin. So this is the last one that I would like to emphasize, that blockchain is about mining. To put this together, 6 characteristics of blockchain I would like to synthesize the definition of blockchain. Blockchain is a distributed digital ledger that utilizes cryptography to chain smart contract using mining as proof of work. So, I hope up to this point, we all understand what is blockchain about, and we can imagine how blockchain can be useful for education, especially to authenticate college degree ijazah for our nation, if it is not for the world. It comes to the next question, that is how blockchain can give value to the society. What is blockchain's social value? And this is also my area of interest of research, and it is in conjunction with Professor Chen research on structural equation modeling. By using smart PLS, yeah, we can try to find out how blockchain can be useful, and how important is blockchain for our society. What is our social value for blockchain? And this is also in conjunction with Professor Wang, yeah, research on fake news. It's actually a question about how we can use blockchain to prevent fake news. So we continue about blockchain's social value, and I propose 6 social value for blockchain. The first one is self-sovereignty, meaning that the owner can be comfortable because the owner is still the owner of the data. Nobody else can claim the ownership of the data except the owner himself. Meaning also that the owner have control over the data and the management. That is the first one, self-sovereignty. Second is about trust. By using the trust protocol in the blockchain, we create trust among the society so that we can have trust and we can have value in the internet. Like the example that I gave earlier, I give a photocopy of a rupiah to Mr. Husni, and that is actually happening all over internet. Internet is about information. When we give something to people, we are actually giving a copy to other people. And people can change it, become something else. So, using blockchain, using this trust protocol, we can make a new things happening in the internet. So internet is not only about information, but it's also about value. The third thing, blockchain provides transparency and proofness. Transparency means nobody can hide the information. It's put up there. Everybody can access the information. Yeah. So it is transparency, is transparent, and it is also auditable. Yeah. People can audit. Nobody can fake it. Second thing is proofness. Proofness means that you can prove it. There is a history there. If it is about house, the house, actually the first owner is this person. After that, this person sell the house to another person. This person sell again the house to another person, and so on and so on. Those are the history, and the history is forever in the blockchain. The fourth thing is immutability, meaning that once it's there, it's always there. You cannot change it. Yeah. There's no way that you can go into the database and change the value. It's impossible. So that is the characteristic of the blockchain. It is immutable, meaning that it cannot be altered, it cannot be changed. The fifth one is disintermediation. So we already earlier talked about intermediation. Intermediation is middle people, something centralized, like the central government, yeah, where power is everything inside that centralized government. So blockchain is trying to create this intermediation, meaning that the power is in the people, not in the centralized government. Blockchain making this thing happen through this intermediation. The last thing we talk is about collaboration, meaning that I can do any transaction just between me and you, without anybody in the middle. If I want to sell a house, I can simply take out my phone, and that person take out another phone, take the verification, and that's it. I already sold my house. I don't need a lawyer. I don't need a notaris to conduct it. You know, it's very expensive for us to sell a house. We have to pay notaris, maybe 2%. If our house is cost 1 billion, that means you have to pay 20 billion to notaris. With blockchain, we don't need the third party. Just between I and you, because I'm interested in selling, you are interested in buying. We don't need any third people. That is the sixth social value for the blockchain. It's about collaboration. So blockchain is a very interesting topic for me. Yeah, I'm also a new and a beginner for blockchain. I especially bought a ticket to Singapore to attend blockchain conference and try to learn a lot of things about blockchain. And my passion is about putting blockchain into education, putting blockchain technology into education. Hopefully, we can contribute better education to our people, to our country. So, we have talked a lot about certification, and we all understand about how blockchain technology, BTE, can be useful for certification. But our next question is that about it? Can the blockchain do other things? The answer is many things that the blockchain can do just for the education alone. It can make student debt and finance possible and better. It can make new pedagogy. New pedagogy means new teaching method. Cara belajar dan cara mengajar yang berbeda. New pedagogy. And also about identity management. How the student have a student ID which is not fake. Okay, there's a lot of blockchain solution for education, and I'm so happy and I'm so interested in joining anybody who is interested in this blockchain technology that we can do together. We can publish paper together, we can do research together, so that we can split these things up to make these things possible. I'm also so excited to present this technology, hopefully for the government, for the Ministry of Ristekdikti, yeah, that this can be a better solution for us. I would like to end this presentation by putting up a quote from a great person that I know. He died in 5th of December 2013, Nelson Mandela. This is the powerful words that he said. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So I also remember and I also recall that when China 30 years ago, it is also not a very strong country. It is falling behind. Yeah, how the government fix the country? First thing they do is through education, because education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world or to change the country. This is a quote that I like, and I try to put it here to share with everybody. Follow or fall behind. If there's a good technology, let's say for example here is blockchain, we will try to follow. If we don't follow, we will fall behind. Kalau nggak ngikut, akan ketinggalan. Second, we maybe can do it better. Lead or left behind. Kalau bisa, if possible, through this technology, the blockchain technology, we try to lead. Kalau bisa, kita yang memimpin ini teknologi. Kalau kita tidak memimpin, kitanya yang ketinggalan. Lead or left behind. So, we all understand that we are in a disruptive era where there are business, soon they are out of business. Ada business yang hebat, for example Kodak, very soon they are out of business. It's because of a disruptive era, Industry 4.0. Likewise, there are some industry who is nothing now, very small now, but it can become very, very big in the future. We are all in a disruptive era of Industry 4.0. The last thing I would like to share is about learning is earning. All along, we understand that if we teach, we get money. If we learn, we have to spend money. Kalau kita mengajar, kita dapat uang. Kalau kita belajar, kita harus bayar. So what if learning is earning? Meaning that students can be appreciated by the hard work of learning. If they learn very hard, they can get earning. Bagaimana supaya belajar itu dia bisa dapat duit? I'm so hoping that blockchain technology can make these things happen.
Oke, boleh kita beri tepuk tangan untuk Profesor. Give a big applause for Bapak Profesor.
Yeah, I would like to say special thanks to ICMIS 2019 committee for the generosity of extending a special invitation to me as keynote speaker in this exciting international conference event. Oh, something.
Thank you, Mr. Untung. And now, ladies